highlight what is going on, serve as a link between the alumni, which are history, EPSA culture, with us, the present team members, and the present LSs, ODs. So I believe communication, as mentioned before, will be the key to solve this. Because as my observation show and my research has shown so far, this is something that we, in some areas, needs improvement and better tackling, if I might say. So.
Thank you. Then we have Asset, followed by EPSA.
Elena, Asset Switzerland. Where do you see room for improvement and how will you implement that in your mandate?
As I mentioned in my introductory speech, I believe the alumni platform can be so much more, and it is actually the thing I see most potential in from this position, because the alumni platform can serve as not only a project under the portfolio of the alumni coordinator, but can be a link throughout the team, and not only can we foster the relationship inside the team, but also we can utilize our team members' project better, we can have better reach, we can shape the image of EPSA in a somewhat different light, in a more professional level, and I would like to work on that and build on that. So this is one of my main objectives. I would like to investigate how we can use this platform to disseminate each other's project for the better good of all its team members.
Thank you. Then we have EPSA, followed by dropped by EPSA. Then we have FASFR, followed by BPHSA.
Alex Fast for Romania. How do you plan on expanding the reach of the alumni platform to the mentoring project?
Alex, alumni coordinator candidate. Actually, this is a very interesting question because it's one of my main objectives as well. I believe that the alumni platform can also serve as a platform for the mentoring project because it has been an idea before and I would like to investigate it. I believe the mentors and the mentees can use it for their communication, for their tasks that they are doing, because communication with email, it's okay, it's professional, but if you have a platform, the mentoring project in itself will have a different light and a different shape. And if you will, it will have another outlook both from mentees and mentors' perspective.
Thank you. Then we have BPHSA.
Hi, Annabelle, BPHSA Bulgaria. Well, your last position was of the professional affairs coordinator. Do you have some plans to incorporate the new coordinator to work with the new coordinators, so to improve all the alumni in the professional affairs department?
Alex, alumni coordinator candidate. Yes, I would like to convey this idea to my successor because I believe the only way to go is up and forward. So change, although not always convenient for the growth of all the pharmaceutical student entity, is needed and is very much welcomed. So I would like to work on that and build not only the position of the alumni coordinator, but also to work on the all positions in the team for the better outlook of all of them and to shape a better image of EPSA.
There are no other new points on the we have Slovenia. I'm sorry for my voice.
Even during this GA, we heard a few comments about the report not being aware of the regulation changes. How would you make sure that they get information soon enough and encourage them to share their opinion?
I'm sorry, but could you please repeat? Go ahead.
Hi, Biasha Slovenia, sorry. Even during this GA, we heard a few comments about alumni board not being aware of the regulation changes. How would you make sure that they get the information soon enough and encourage them to share their opinion? Thank you.
Alex, alumni coordinator candidate. First, I would like to note that when such things happen, when we have such important things occurring, I believe it is of utmost importance to inform each other of this, and it is something that I aspire to do in my mandate as well, because timeliness, sometimes it may be crucial for some things, and we need to implement this in each other's work, because it also shows professionalism, you know. So I would like to send the information as soon as we have it, not to prolong it anymore in time, so the alumni are informed of each thing that is happening and they are relevant and they are safe.
Okay, are there any other new points, new questions? I see none, so then I will close the floor for questions, and Alex, you can have your 1 minute final speech.
Last year, in about that time, I didn't know what adventure I'm embarking. Now, I can wholeheartedly say that it has been an amazing year, it has been an amazing journey to get to know each one of you and to be here with all of you. As you know, EPSA strengthens the whole pharmaceutical student community and builds for that and advocates for that in all levels possible. I would like to continue that, because students and recent graduates are the pillars of this association. We are the pillars of this association, and together we can do so much more. Together, we can build the new ways of the new European pharmacy, as I already said, and together, we can be the new icons, if you will, of what's ahead of us. We can change European pharmacy for good. It is up to us. So stay hungry, stay motivated, stay inspired, because the future is really bright. Our profession is really bright. We can do so much more, and we can be so much more. So I encourage you to be the best versions of yourself for a future that we believe in.
Then, thank you, Alex. We will be proceeding with the next position, which is Public Health and Social Services Coordinator, and for this we will have Julia Magdalena Anna Gornicka and Alexandra David. Anef, yes?
Marion and France, we have been informed that the people online cannot understand what people say in live. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We will try to solve it. Small technical pause.
Can you hear us now? Zoom, please. Testing. Okay, I know that's good. Oh, now, okay. Testing. Let us know Zoom is working. Not to see some other page. Actually trying this out. Okay, then
just wanted to ask you say something so that, yeah, so that we know if we can also contribute.
Are you hearing me now?
That's thank you. Okay, we'll be continuing. So we will have Alexandra, David, and Julia Magdalena Anna Korniska. I will invite Julia to present her 1-minute speech.
My name is Julia. I'm from EPSA Poland and currently I'm holding a position as Vice President of Science of Education on national level. And when I was preparing for the selection and was summarizing all of my accomplishments in PPSA, I realized that I'm really proud of my current work because all of my actions that I have taken were motivated by my principle of contributing to the society by educating and also by effecting a positive change. I think and I believe that I'll be a great contribution to the entire EPSA team, and because of my experience, which contains 3 years in educational development PPSA, I also can bring a great deal of value to the member association, and I can provide them with an appropriate guidance. Also, I will focus on 3 key areas, that is to establish a close relationship with every member association, with every public health representatives, and also to maintain a high impactfulness of our public health campaigns, and also okay, so thank you very much, and if you have any questions, just go ahead.
Thank you. And now we will have Alexandra. Alexandra, go ahead. You can open your camera as well if you'd like. Yes, we can see you. You can go ahead.
Hello, my name is Alexandra. I'm a student pharmacy student in Montpellier, France, and I would like to be part of the team as Public Health and Social Services Coordinator. Since the beginning of my studies, I have been involved in several student associations, whether it is on a local or a national level. So I have a very diverse profile of experience, which I believe will be useful in approaching the different aspects of this position. Moreover, if I'm elected, my main objective will be to work more on the social services aspect of the position by, for example, approaching the subject of sexual violence in our studies, professional life, and especially in student events and therefore EPSA events to make sure of the safety of these events. Moreover, I would like to discuss furthermore humanitarian and solidarity actions, notably by creating a platform and a network to exchange ideas, advice, and products on the matter, all while continuing to shed light on important public health matters and subjects. I wish also to use my mandate to create all member association. Furthermore, in DHSS action.
Alexandra, your minute is over. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I'm over.
It's no problem. Thank you for the speech. And now we will proceed to the round of questions. So I open the floor for questions. I see APEF first.
Bernardo, APEF. How are you planning to include PHRs in EPSA and make their work more dynamic?
Because currently I'm a public health representative myself, I think that the most beneficial for me, for example, was the opportunity to have a close contact with current Public Health and Social Services Coordinator, and to have the room to ask questions and to share also the projects that we were holding in PPSA. So I will for sure establish a close relationship with every Public Health and Social Services representative for every member association, and I think that will be my main focus, to make this personal relationship, but also to build a platform for the communication for all of them.
Thank you. Apef, maybe can you repeat the question for Alexandra to hear, because she didn't hear it. Yeah, go ahead.
Bernardo, Apef, so can you hear me well?
Can you hear now? Can you hear Bernardo now?
Yeah, a bit better.
My question was, Bernardo, Apef, so my question was on how are you planning to include PHRs and make the platform more dynamic?
I don't have the word after include. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. You can go ahead with your answer.
So Alexandra, Business Coordinator candidate. For me, including PHR goes first by including every member and communicating with every member and making sure the platform is dynamic is by communication. Because the only way that we can achieve things is by communicating with everyone, and making sure that everyone understands what we do, making sure that our actions are the actions of the local members, like we're collaborating together, we have the same idea, we have the same perspective in view. So that for me is how I am planning to make the platform dynamic, by a lot of communication.
Thank you. Now we'll have the next question. Just so you know, the order will switch. So Alexandra will answer now first, and then Julia, and it will switch with each question. So now we will have Apef again.
Beatriz of Portugal. What other organizations do you plan on collaborating for the public health campaigns? Thank you.
Did you hear, Alexandra? Can you hear? Did you?
Yes, can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, it would be great if I could collaborate with other pharmacy student association, notably IPSS, because I think it's a great idea to be able to collaborate with IPSS to do a public health campaign or some research. They have project ideas on which they need advice or expertise, on which they need support. I would love to collaborate with any member association of EPSA, or even any member association of IPSF, or even the whole of IPSF organization.
Thank you. Now Julia.
Julia, a PHSS coordinator candidate. I will for sure maintain the collaboration with IPSF. This year there will be zero discrimination campaign that I think is very beneficial for our association, so I will for sure take from that also. But moreover, I would really like to expand for our interprofessional collaboration, so also to involve some organization like EPSA, for example, or on any other medical students organization. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the list we have AFOP, KMPSV, GPSF, and APEF. So AFOP.
Elena, AFIP Austria, actually again with the same question as before. And you both have full schedules. How will you manage your time? Thank you.
And first we have Julia.
Julia, Public Health and Social Services Coordinator candidate. Like I mentioned in my nomination form, I'm working currently in social media department, but I have worked there for like 2 years. So for this time, I manage to establish a good time management system, and I know how to prioritize my task, how to estimate how much time and energy do I need to do my responsibilities also. And I think that I just have a lot of experience with working in several areas and several fields at the same time. But also for the next year, I think that I will have less responsibilities than now, because I'll be on my 5th year. We have definitely less courses on our 5th year in Poland, and also I almost done with my research to my master thesis, so I'll be only writing it the next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Alexandra.
Alexandra, PhD English Coordinator candidate. So, to answer this question, I have done a lot of associated work for it all while studying. I have had more difficult years because in France, the first years are more difficult than the last years, and I have been able to manage all through it. And I do believe that I can manage my time even though I am a full-time student, because I've done it before, and I've talked with the previous PHS coordinator to see how to manage her time, and I've also talked with previous 6-year students to see how it is in France, and by studying all these approaches, I do believe 100% that I can manage my time.
Thank you, Alexandra. Now we have Ken PSV with a question.
Aileen again, PhD Netherlands. So have you talked to the current or past Public Health and Social Services Coordinator, and what are the main points you learned from those talks?
Alexandra. Alexandra, did you hear it?
Can you repeat the question, please?
So the question was, have you talked with current and past agencies coordinators, and what have you learned from that?
Go ahead.
Alexandra, PHS coordinator candidate. Yes, I have had a chance to talk with the current PHS coordinator. She told me a lot about the work that she did. She explained to me 11 public health campaign that she did, the fact that there are live campaigns to be done with EPSA and other online campaigns. If I'm not mistaken, the live campaigns are stated ones, so they have to be done on the particular EPSA events, but the online campaign we're constantly free of organizing them according to our schedule, and also I've learned that she did a lot of awareness on very important subjects like Purple Month, Purple Week, and antibiotic resistance and antibiotic therapy. And there's also, I think, in May, the Mental Health Month, and there's the Humanitarian Month. So I've learned a lot about how she approached the campaigns.
Thank you. Julia?
Julia, PHS's coordinator candidate. Yes, I have talked with current and past Public Health and Social Services Coordinator, and I think that the main thing that I learned from these talks was the challenges that Public Health and Social Services Coordinator faces. For example, I think that the biggest challenge this year was to maintain a close collaboration with public health representatives, and this is why it is my main objective for this year, to take care of to establish a close relationship with them, but also I want to contribute more to the collaboration with PR department, because I also know that it's very important collaboration, and also it needs a lot of energy and a lot of preparation. So this is also why I thought in advance what we can do to improve in this field. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the list we have GPSF, APEF, and PPSA. So GPSF, go ahead.
Without EPSA Greece, I was wondering, the social services part of the VHSS position is mostly struggling compared to public health campaigns. So we're wondering what your plans are on social services next year, and if you think that they could be managed beyond the context of events also.
Julia?
Julia, VHSS coordinator candidate. I'll plan for sure to investigate this field and to expand my knowledge in this area, because right now, as a vice president of science education in Poland, I mainly focus on educational aspects of our activity, but I'll for sure also make the social services one of my main points, and I plan to also collaborate with a current public health and social services coordinator to see what opportunities do we have in EPSA. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Alexandra, VHSS coordinator candidate. So as I said in my speech, my main interest in this position was to actually work more on the social services aspect. I have many projects that I would like to discuss furthermore with the next EPSA team and members. But one of my main projects now for social services is to talk about and force the subject of sexual violence in studies, in our professional life, and in students' events, because it's a very important matter that is yet to be discussed. I think that we should have do a survey and a questionnaire that is addressed for all students, where they can answer questions related to this topic. And then we can also establish a kind of committee or group that is present in each event that can be composed of RC committee and EPSA team, which ensures that in each event there are trusted people that can be called upon if there's a problem regarding this matter, and also have awareness on the subject. Like, for example, the first attendees meeting, maybe have a video explaining.
We will proceed with the next questions, and we have APEF, then PPSA.
Beatriz of Portugal, do you plan on continuing with the AEG on public health? And if yes, do you have any ideas to work within this? Thank you.
Alexandra?
Can you please repeat the question? I'm very sorry.
Yes, no problem. Can you repeat the question?
Beatriz of Portugal, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Do you have plans to continue with the AAG on public health? And if yes, how do you plan to do it? Thank you.
Yes, I do plan to continue on AEG on public health. For me, advocacy is very important because it's the only way we can make our voices heard. And I wish to continue the AEG with asking them to advocate for the event, for the public health campaign, and also maybe advocate for the local action of EPSA member associations regarding public health. I don't know if I am.
Thank you. Then we have Julia.
Julia, VHSS coordinator candidate. I also mentioned it in my nomination form, that I believe that advocacy is very important for public health, and I want to incorporate advocacy topics to our public health campaigns, and also to engage stakeholders. So for sure, I will continue to work on that.
Thank you. Next on the list we have PPSA.
Another PPSA Poland. The cooperation between education department and peer department is important to reach all of the EPSA members. How do you see your cooperation with peer department in your future mandate?
Julia?
Julia, VHSS coordinator candidate. Like I mentioned before, I'm currently working in social media department. I have been working there for 2 years, and I believe that I have pretty nice experience in this field. So I will for sure be a support for our PR department, and not only I will take care of the meritorical side of political campaigns, but also I want to incorporate more engaging forms of social media activities, and to achieve that, I will for sure analyze the statistics of our posts on different social media platforms to seek the most engaging materials. And also, I will want to try some new things and stay up to date with the social media trends, because I really believe that with the engagement in social media, we can really improve the impactfulness of our political campaigns. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Alexandra.
Alexandra, just for the candidate. So, as Julia said, one of the main collaborations of the PR department is without them cannot work on the online campaign. There's the only way to do these online campaign, and also I would like to collaborate with every member of the EPSA team, and plus we collaborate with European affairs also and external affairs, because they can help me spread the campaigns and the subjects on the European level, and the stakeholders, customer stakeholders, also as well as KAGs, so the advocacy action group, will allow me, and the advocacy platform coordinator will allow me to advocate more for subjects.
Thank you. Then we have CPSA, followed by APEF, SHUSSFD, and APEF.
Ivana, CPSA Croatia. So actually this is a question that is also about collaboration in the team. I see that both of you have experience in collaborating in a team, and especially on this topic, but you have never been in EPSA, so we were just curious, do you think you would have any obstacles inside of EPSA, since both of you haven't been actually in EPSA? Thank you.
Alexandra?
Alexandra, PhD being candidate. Thank you very much for this question. In fact, I've never been in EPSA, but I don't believe in obstacles. I believe in more challenges. So maybe it will be a new experience, maybe it will be challenging, but I believe that I'm very adaptable. I love working with people. I have worked in different types of associations. So for me, now I'm ready to find an even different one, a wider one. So I think maybe it will be challenging at first, but I think I will adapt very fast, and I will enjoy communicating with everyone.
Thank you, Julia.
Julia, PHSS coordinator candidate. Like for sure, it will be a challenge, but also we have to start from something. So I believe that through the communication, through the openness, like we can avoid any conflicts and problems. And for sure, I will be open, and I would like to contribute to fostering the EPSA spirit. And like for now, I try to get to know EPSA as well as I can, and I talk to a lot of people that are involved in EPSA currently, but also for sure, like my first months, and also the period of exchanging positions in EPSA, I will also try to understand this organization's association the best I could. And of course, I will stay in close contact with every EPSA team member and also my president. So, thank you.
Thank you. Now we have SHUSSFD because APEF dropped, right? Technical? Okay, then you have a new point. Go ahead, APEF. Sorry, SHUSSFD.
Beatriz, APEF Portugal. In the past, EPSA chose 1 or 2 public health campaigns to be done online at the same time as they were happening in several different members with live initiatives. Is this something that you want to bring back?
how would you organize this?
Julia?
Julia, a PHSS coordinator candidate. For sure, I believe that incorporating the activities, the local activities of member associations is very important because, for example, when we do our campaign on antimicrobial resistance, I think that a lot of member association is involved in that. So we have a big, to be honest, base of the posts, of the materials, of the actions that we can also share and promote on EPSA. So not only we can plan and create our own materials, our own public health campaign, but also incorporate it with the activity of our member associations. So yeah.
Thank you, Alexandra.
I would like to ask you, studying a bit what has been done before, I would like to do give or take approach. So, for example, if we're doing a campaign on something that is not done on local, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. No. Yeah. So, if we're doing a campaign that is not done in local members, I will encourage local members to share that campaign. And otherwise, if local members are doing campaigns not doing it at EPSA, I would like EPSA to share their campaign so it shed light on their local actions. So it's a give or take movement.
Thank you. Then we will proceed with Shizasafadu.
So my question is, how would you choose topics for public health campaigns at the events? Would that be in a cooperation with RC and EPSA team? Or would you engage the followers on social media platforms and let them vote on the topic?
Alexandra?
Yes, if I understood the question, it's regarding the live campaigns in EPSA events. So, for me, yes, it is important to collaborate with RC members. If we don't, we cannot do the campaign. So, collaborating with RC member, with EPSA team, with training coordinator, also if you want to do it in terms of training, and if you want to do it in terms of a campaign, I would like also collaboration of all the electives so they can spread more information about it and encourage students to choose the timeline and do public health campaign. And also, I will share a lot about it online so everyone knows a bit what to do and how to approach this.
Thank you. Then Julia?
Julia, PHSS coordinator candidate. I think that mainly I will collaborate with the RC to establish the topic, to choose a topic, and also I will take into consideration the possible collaborations that we can obtain for this event, because I also believe that the collaboration can provide us with additional materials and also to enhance the attractiveness of the public health campaign. So I think that the main voice in choosing the topic for this public health campaign is for the RC to make, and that's why I want to close the close collaboration with the RC for the next EPSA events. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up we have CPSA followed by us, APEF. So CPSA, go ahead.
Ivana, CPSA Croatia. We just want to know, what do you think about the communication with LSs? Do you think you should communicate with us more, less, and would you do anything more with us?
Julia?
Julia, PHSS coordinator candidate. As I mentioned in my nomination form, I would like to start my term with the meetings with not only public health representative but also LSs, because very often the LS and public health representative is the same person also. So I would like to incorporate that in one meeting to know both analysis and also public health representatives. Because, like I mentioned before, I believe that the close collaboration with every member association is crucial to maintain the high impactfulness of our public health campaign and also to make our member association more active in public health relations.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Alexandra, PHS coordinator candidate. Yes, for me, it's also, I think it's very important and indispensable to communicate with Alan because they are the intermediaries between EPSA and the National Association of each member association. I think we should communicate more. I know it's hard because of schedules and everything, but I think we should also do video meeting a lot more than just communicating in chat groups. And maybe also communicating with people that are in charge of public health services or solidarity in the national association, if they are such people. Because I know that some have such VPs. A friend communicating, exchange ideas and projects and help each other by collaboration.
Thank you. Then we have Apef.
Bernardo Alpepuzal, how do you intend to raise the collaboration between the educational departments to your portfolio? Thank you.
Alexandra?
Can you please repeat the question? I didn't answer it. Okay. So Alexandra, PHS coordinator candidate. For me, it's important to collaborate with different coordinators and the education affairs in the education department because all subjects are related to education. Especially, it's important for me to collaborate with the training coordinator because it will allow me to do training on the subject. And the VP's opinion is always very important for me. So I think we should, especially in matters that concern public health and awareness, we should collaborate all together because it is an educational thing. It is something that is that has an educational aspect.
Thank you, Julia.
Julia, PHSS coordinator candidate. Because currently I'm Vice President of Science Education in Poland and I'm responsible for all the educational things in PPSA. I think that I have quite a great experience in that matter, so I'll for sure contribute to the whole team and I'll for sure support them in their actions and if they need any help. Also, I'm a PPSA soft skills trainer, so because in PPSA we have it more individually, like the soft skills trainer aren't with the educational department, but also I have the experience in both this field, so I believe that I will collaborate pretty well with every coordinator and also with the Vice President of Education because I have the knowledge and experience, and also I will for sure try to establish a close relationship with every one of them and also a good communication.
Thank you. I see no other new questions on the speaking list. So then I will close the floor for discussion. So Julia, you can have your 1 minute final speech.
Julia, PHSS coordinator candidate. Sorry, I just forgot about that. So I can assure you that my candidature was very well thought out and I planned all of my objectives very carefully, but also I know that we have different challenges and a lot of changes, so I'll for sure stay flexible to adjust my actions to the actual situation. And also I will try to engage from the beginning in all EPSA activities, even though I haven't been EPSA before, but I believe that with a good start, it will be a great adventure and great career. So thank you.
And Alexandra, you can have your final speech as well.
Finally, I want to say that I'm not applying to the EPSA to join any association or have an additional line on my CV. I wish to join this association particularly because I believe in EPSA's power instigating change and durability at the same time through their actions and advocacy for farmers and students across Europe. Moreover, for me, the purpose of such a European structure is to be able to harmonize actions in matters that affect our studies and profession, all while respecting and embracing the different beliefs and cultures of each country. Therefore, I believe that PHSF actions should be a central part of our actions as students and future pharmacists, because let's not forget that the main aspect of our profession is a social and human one, and that being a health professional is about all applications to help people, advocate for equal access to health and better quality of life for everyone. And that being said, the only way to ensure such action is by collaboration with each and every member, no matter their resources, because only through solidarity and mutual aid will we make a difference. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much as well, and we will proceed with the next coordinator. Apologies, no coordinator. There will be a motion which will read, the 65th EPSA General Assembly accepts the updated credential form from EPSA Turkey. With this motion, Article 5.4 of the Standing Orders shall be overruled. And I have Gabriel.
Gabriel, President, just to explain the motivation, the second OD from EPSA is sick, and EU will need to accompany her to the airport during the time where the internal discussion for coordinators will happen. And since they are the proposers for two applications, if they were not here, then the applications would not be able to be considered, like the regulations state. So they have found a second person in their delegation that is able to fill in and BOD for that session. And they've sent a new credential form that has EU and the second OD. So we would ask you to understand the situation behind the delay and to approve the motion.
Thank you. Please make sure to speak into the microphone if possible, because the Zoom can barely hear you. That's what they said. And are there any other new points on this motion? I see none. So then I close the floor for discussion on the motion, and we will proceed to voting. Are there any abstentions? Is anyone against? And who votes for? And we have 21 votes for, none against, and no abstentions, so the motion is carried. And we will proceed with the elections as we should. We will have now Zuzana Basinska, training coordinator candidate. So Zuzana, if you can hear us. Can you hear us? We cannot hear you. Technical from EPSA.
Madam PSA Poland, she has some connection issues and she needs few minutes more to solve the problem.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Is it okay if we take the next coordinator, or will it take too much?
I think it will be the... Okay, she's in call, but she should... I think 2 minutes technical break will be enough. Okay.
Mihal?
It helps me as a technical to also explain why we didn't take the science coordination position in our student also. So we moved it to the after the lunch break because one of the candidates is not available now. It does not have the later order of the elections, so it's okay with the recommendation. We'll just take it so that all the candidates have the possibility to answer the question when it's okay with the behavior.
Thank you. Now, Susanna, can you maybe talk a little so that we can see?
Now?
Yes, now.
Okay.
We cannot hear you. Yeah, yeah. You can go ahead. Maybe try to talk close to the microphone.
And now you hear maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So, hello, good morning everyone. I'm really honored to speak today to you. My name is Susanna, and I talk to the team of Russell from Poland. The training project is really close to my heart. Since my first encounter with the training project 3 years ago, so now the more I get to knowledge, the more I like it. And I want to contribute to it as much as is my power. So here I am, highly motivated, and open to answer any of your questions.
Thank you very much.
And we will proceed with the questions. So I open the floor for questions. We have first Apef.
Bernard Dros, Apef, Portugal. You recently joined the trainers pool. Have you talked to any past position holders and the current one? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's true I'm new to the train pool, but I know that I need to catch a lot with the train board, and I've been talking a lot with my procedures. I've been talking with the facilitators for the last 4 years, and not only training coordinators, but some of the EDU as well. And I had about 13 pages of notes. I had made some good those talks. So yes, I've been contacting with my facilitators. And I'm going to use their help if they will be willing to help me during my mandate for support. Thank you.
Then we have Aref.
Marion, Annette, France. What is your vision, of the training project? Thank you.
First of all, the development. It's an opportunity to develop to the core students of pharmacy by giving trainings to the participants for soft skill training, as well as the opportunity to develop the trainers to develop their training skills and yeah, I think it's all about development.
Thank you. Then we will proceed to SHSFD. Technical from Michal, sorry.
Michal, Steve, Susanna, I'm trying to type in the questions in the chat as well, so I don't know if you have it open up. So,
I see, thank you very much.
okay, that's good. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, SHSFD.
Tiasha, SHSFD. How would you approach the problem with the lack of human resources within the training project? How will you pursue new people to join the project?
So, in last years, it has been something about twice a year exactly, and the solution for lack of people is organized teams to maintain the motivation of the existing trainers. So yes, a very important result will be to organize group at the end of this year to get more trainers to the pool. As I wrote as well, maintain to motivate them somehow. During the event, it would be nice to be able about the training project that it exists, and not only that the people can take part in the training sessions, but that they can become trainers as well. Because in the beginning for me it was, wow, I knew that trainers exist, but I didn't know that I can become a trainer as well. If I knew it before, maybe I would be here faster. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then we will proceed with 4 questions from the alumni. But we'll take just the first one.
Hi. So, Chloe Alumnico, I have a question from Andrea Yordak, Educational Affairs Coordinator and EPSA, also a trainer. Her question is, it has been quite common that in the past few years, more experienced trainers engage less with the project. How do you plan to ensure that trainers are contributing to the pool for longer?
Susanna?
First of all, can push anyone to contribute to the project because someone feels that it's not his place in life anymore for giving trainings that I can benefit with it. But I will try to engage as much as I can, and those trainers become trainers because they like it, because something makes them want to do it. And I would like to remind them why they were in the beginning and to maintain this. And also, I feel that the key to maintain this motivation is the community, the feeling of community that you're not a lone trainer, but you were a part of the trainer who, which is supportive. And I will try different activities this year to suggest to the trainers, the experienced one as well, to engage with the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Chloe again.
Yes, thank you. Chloe Lanaikoya. Are there any improvements you would like to make to the Trainers Growth Program?
Susanna.
No, I mean, I will try to do my best managing the project, and I hope it will be an improvement. But also, I think that is already quite well organized. So I will try to maintain it. About the trainer growth program, about that there is a trainer candidate, the trainer, the seniors, first about the project level, because I'm not sure if I understand the question well.
Thank you. Then we have Chloe again. Diana from Chloe.
Chloe Lanaiko, I don't know if this is a question, but since Andrea is not answering right now, since she's at work, I believe she was talking about the whole program, so I guess the answer still works.
Okay, then go ahead with the next question.
Chloe Lanaiko, this is actually my last question, I miscounted. But I have a question from Anna Ivanusha, training coordinator, a VVPR, and a senior trainer. Her question is, how are you going to ensure that trainer candidates engage with their mentors to improve their skills?
That after we become a trainer and that we will graduate from the senior team, then
Susanna, can you?
it's important for them to get the mentor quite quickly, to feel the support of the community, to feel that you have someone you can rely on. And yeah, I think that for ensuring the engaging, very important is engage. Okay, so it's engage movement, not engaging the project. Sorry. To suit them well, to see what the trainer can wants from the mentor, and then see what the mentor can deliver what. So it's about the speak with them, and also to suggest them. I don't know, one of yours asked me to ask them if are they in touch, if no, then why, and suggest maybe let's call him and tell to the both sides that you can contact your mentee or mentor. Yes,
Thank you. Next on the list we have EPSA, APEF, KMPSV, ANEP, APEF, FSFRE, and Katrini. So, EPSA, go ahead.
Kate, EPSA Ukraine. Do you plan to organize line meetings for the national associations as a regular activity, and how will you do this?
I'm waiting for me how to direct it to me because I didn't hear it well.
Can you maybe repeat, EPSA?
Kate, EPSA Ukraine.
Do you plan to organize the trainings for the national associations as a regular activity? And how will you do this?
Susanna?
It's the EPSA events or
EPSA?
Okay, EPSA Ukraine. No, I mean the trainings for soft skills and as well like regular trainings from the trainers to the national association.
Susanna?
I don't know if I would do the work regular, but if I'm going to organize the training for national association.
Yes, Susanna, you can go ahead with your answer.